Talked to George Hallis. He's out here tonight. Coach was very pleased with the way his draft choice, Mr. Rufus Mays, is handling himself, and also Douglas. And there's a soccer-style kick into the end zone. And it's down there by Battle. It'll be run out to the 20-yard line. Roy Girella kicking that ball all the way to the end zone. He uses that soccer style. One that the Gogolak boys have made very, very well known. So now, 1st and 10 to go. Quarterbacking the Super Bowl champion Jets is Joe Namath. He's in there starting the third quarter. He's quarterbacked the whole ball game so far. So Mr. Namath has been here as advertised, and his presence has certainly been very much felt. Here's a quick pass out in the flat, caught by Bake Turner at the 25-yard line. A quick 5-yard gain on the opening play with Thompson of the All-Stars forcing him out of bounds quickly after the catch. That makes it now second down, 5. Second down, 5 yards to go for a first down. Jets huddling back on their 15-yard line. Jets in white with green numerals. White helmet, green trim. White pants, green stripe. Some cases white shoes, some cases dark. Namath wearing white shoes. They're kind of a trademark with him. And here's a quick handoff to Emerson Boozer. He is down for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. Getting in there very, very quickly on him that time was Dreyer, Freddie Dreyer, the right end on the defense. And as a result, a loss of about 2 or 3 on the play. Puts the ball back now on the 23-yard line. That makes it now third down. Third down. Almost 7 yards to go for the first down.
Salute George Strickler of the Chicago Tribune, the sports editor who was responsible, Jack, for this magnificent game and just visiting us.
Here is Namath dropping back. Here's the pass, and it is caught by Bake Turner. He is downed in his tracks by Thompson again, but he held on to that ball. He was hit very, very hard. You're right. Congratulations certainly are in order for George Strickler and Coach. As the sports editor of the Chicago Tribune, of course, you front for an organization and a department that's done a magnificent job here tonight. Congratulations, George.
Thank you, Jack. Thanks to all of our friends who helped us so much. It took a lot more than just the Tribune to put this over.
Have you had a head count yet?
No, but I think it'll be between 74 and 75,000. It's the largest we've had in a number of years.
1st and 10 now, 35-yard line. Here's Namath throwing the deep one, and it's intended for Don Maynard, but way over his head out of bounds on the far side of the field. We'll see now if the All-Stars have made any adjustment in their defensive as well as their offensive alignment. Of course, they haven't had the ball on the offense yet. Defensively, they certainly charged through there beautifully on that second play from scrimmage to knock that ball carrier down for a loss. The catch by Bake Turner, of course, is something that a lot of ball clubs have experienced with their defenses, because Mr. Turner's the kind of a man who really knows what he's doing at all times out there. He's from Texas Tech, an 8-year veteran. He's 6'1", 179, and sometimes it must look like he's about 9'1", going up in the air for that ball, the way he can leave his feet. Back goes Namath. He looks for a receiver. He's got plenty of time. He throws, and he hits his man. This time, he lands right smack with Bill Rodemaker at the 45-yard line, and Bill moved forward 2 or 3 yards on that catch. Bill Rodemaker was really ready for that one. Northern Michigan, 6'1", 190, a 6-year vet. That was good for 13 yards. That, of course, then gives the Jets first down, 10 yards to go. 1st and 10, the ball between the 35, or rather the 45 to 50-yard line at the 48-yard line. Jets huddling between the 35 and 40 have broken it up. They have Maynard split away to the right. And, of course, he's another one who's pretty shifty out there. Here's the snap. There's a quick pass out in the flat to Maynard, and Don is grabbed by Marsalis. He runs around him and gets all the way down to the 30-yard line before being caught from behind. Bill Marsalis finally caught up with him, but he was not able to handle that first fake of Maynard's after Don caught the ball almost at the line of scrimmage. Raced around, rolled out to his right, and made it work for 22 yards. That puts the ball at the 30-yard line. Again, 1st and 10 now for the New York Jets. Namath seems pretty determined to get himself a score here real quickly in this third quarter. The Jets lead 13-0 in the ball game. And, of course, if they can get one more touchdown now, the All-Stars will be forced to be playing catch-up football. They'll have to gamble a little bit, and that can change things a lot. Here is Turner, and the pass is broken up at the 4-yard line. Again, it is Thompson, Bill Thompson from Maryland State, making the dive there, doing a beautiful job. of getting a right hand in front of that pass intended for Big Turner, batting it out of bounds, incomplete, making it now 2nd down and 10. So far, Namath has completed 14 out of 25 passes for 249 yards. He still has his first touchdown pass, however, to register because the touchdown they got was a run by Matt Snell. Here's the snap, and a quick pitch out now to Emerson Boozer. Sweeps around the left side and caught from behind. Charging in there, Bob Babbage. One of the linebackers, George Hallis, referred to at halftime as we were talking to him in there. I said, what are some of the things you see that impress you in this ball game? He said, I'm looking at a couple of pretty good young linebackers. And I think he meant, of course, Berge and Babbage, the job they did in the first half. He didn't mention them by name, but I have a feeling that has to be the duo, although Ron Pritchard has come in there for some great work, too. But for the most part, Babbage, the right linebacker, and Berge, the middle linebacker, have been doing the big job of tackling on those running plays for the All-Stars. 3rd down, 14. The ball forced all the way back to the 35-yard line of that last play. And back goes Namath once more. Important play here. He almost got caught from behind. He throws in the end zone, and it's incomplete to Maynard. Beautiful defensive work again, this time by Bill Bradley of the Stars. And for the first time tonight, we saw Namath hit. He was caught from behind. It was a legitimate effort on the part of the defensive man charging in there on him. I have a feeling it was Fred Dreyer, the fellow who got to him, because the minute the ball left his hands, of course, we stopped watching that and watched the ball. Now with 4th down, that means that Jim Turner is going to attempt a field goal again. He'll be kicking from the 42-yard line. The last one he kicked was from the 43-yard line. That is the first one tonight, and it was good. 4th down, 14. Here's the boot. It has the distance. It is good. And so the score is now the New York Jets 16, the All-Stars nothing. 11 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Roger Worley at about the same spot, maybe the 4-yard line. Anticipating kickoff now. Boot will be made by Vernon Biggs, the defensive end of the Jets. The boot carries high to about the 3. Taken there by Aldi Taylor. He's at the 10, the 15, 20. Briggs and drags to 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, midfield, 45, 40, 30. Caught from behind at the 20-yard line. A beautiful run. A beautiful run by Aldi Taylor. And he's taken out of the way just in time to avoid a tackle at the midfield stride, and he was finally brought down here by, I want to say Mike Hall, possibly Pete Perot, after a 78-yard return. This is a big play on the part of the All-Stars. It's the All-Stars ball for the first time tonight in the New York Jets territory at the 20-yard line. Here's the handoff now, goes to Portalac. He finds a little hole at right guard. He is nailed as he starts off right guard, however, starts to slide out by Big John Elliott. A little yardage on the play, got the ball down to about the 17-yard line. Give him 2nd down now, roughly 7 yards to go for a 1st down. Scoreboard reads 8, possibly he was on the 19 when the line of scrimmage was formed there after that long run back by Aldi Taylor. That is the most thrilling single play of the night. It is now 2nd down. All-Stars ball on the 17-yard line. Here's Greg Cook. He looks for a receiver. He's got one. It's a touchdown. Washington goes into the end zone. Gene Washington catching that ball on the 5-yard line, put into the end zone, and the All-Stars have scored. A 17-yard pass play. There's an All-Star down. Here's the 25-yard line. Taken up. He's trying to get up. He's having no luck at all. It is Johnny Shinners, the guard, who's also their backup center behind Cole. Style kick by Girella. Placed down. Hanratty holding. The kick is perfect. Man, this kid can really kick. And so with 9 minutes and 16 seconds showing on the clock here in the 3rd quarter, it's the Jets 16, the All-Stars 7, and we'll be back with the kickoff in just a minute.
As they give them possession of the ball this time and get back that ball, there's a good chance. Here we go, Jack.
Here's Girella booting. It's high and it's deep. It's going deep into the end zone, and it is going to be down there by Cecil Leonard. He is not about to run that one out. That ball was up there too high and carried too deep. So it's now the Jets' ball. First and 10 to go on their own 20-yard line. Jets 16, the All-Stars 7. The question now is, have the All-Stars proven something to themselves, which will be the morale boost they need? WGN Radio Chicago, first in sound, first in service, first in sports. A lot of thrilling sports on WGN Radio, including the one we're watching tonight, the All-Star game. Boozer and Snell in that deuce backfield. The handoff to Matt. Over the middle he goes, and Snell hits hard up to the 25-yard line. Give him about 5 on that play. Tackle made on that play by the All-Stars, Freddie Dreyer, the defensive end, who may also be the fellow, as we said earlier, who was the first man to make contact with Joe Namath, because Joe's been given a lot of protection. He gets back fast, and of course he has that quick release. And his knees are always a question mark. That's why you have to really look carefully when a fellow like that gets hurt. Snell has 57 yards and 11 carries tonight. This time the ball is given to Boozer, and he gets nowhere. Emerson, trying very hard to go off right tackle, found himself nailed by a number 77. That's a pretty good number as far as this neck of the woods is concerned. It's being worn tonight by William Stanfill, the big defensive end. Bill Stanfill, a fellow from Georgia, 6'6", 250 pounds. Pritchard, the left linebacker, also helping on the play. Third down, 5. No gain on that last play. Third down, 5. As Emerson Boozer from Maryland State had himself no luck at all on that last carry. Strong side left this time as Lavins lines up on the left end spot as their tight end. Now he shifts a couple of steps away from the left tackle, and back goes Namath. He looks, he goes to the sideline, and it may have been intercepted on the far side of the field. I believe it was. Yes, it was. And running with that ball now. However, the play is dead. Apparently went out of bounds in spite of the fact that the All-Star coaching staff is yelling hard. Rudy Redmond grabbed that ball, but apparently he stepped out of bounds after having intercepted it. It is still going to be the All-Stars ball, it looks like. But he did go out of bounds after the catch. Otherwise, old Rudy's going to run himself right into the end zone and make himself a touchdown. It's the All-Stars ball, first and 10. 7 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the third quarter at Soldiers Field. It's the All-Stars ball, first and 10 to go on the Jets' 34-yard line. Greg Cook is the quarterback. Here's the snap, and the handoff back. Cook tries to bootleg one, and he finally throws the ball, and he throws it out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Diving for the ball was Washington, who appears to be his best target so far tonight. But this time, he just could not do anything about it. Aldie Taylor is in there on one of the halfback posts now. The quarterback is Greg Cook from Cincinnati, one of the 3 quarterbacks being carried by the All-Stars this year. Greg is a husky fellow, 6'4", 210-pounder. They used Bobby Douglas in there a little bit, almost what looked like a double wing formation, and certainly a wingback tight. And Douglas himself was doing a little running with the ball on the option play. Split end right and left. Here's a trap play, and a handoff is no good. A handoff to Gibson, but the Jets were really ready for this play. They apparently saw some All-Star film. They read something in that last play because they were really ready for that one. They weren't fooled at all by the trap. Greg Cook still quarterbacking. Split end right and left. And back goes Greg. He looks, he throws, and it's caught back on the line by Aldie Taylor. It's at the 35. The 30 still going at the 25. And down at the 22-yard line. He was finally hit from behind by Al Atkinson, the linebacker, but not before Aldie Taylor catching the safety valve pass, net of 17 yards, and a first down for the All-Stars at the 21-yard line of the New York Jets. Very, very wonderful work by little Aldie Taylor. He's the fellow who ran that kickoff back 78 yards to set up the score that the All-Stars do have. Now split away out there to the left for the All-Stars. Here's Ed Hinton. The snap, back he goes, he looks, he has time this time, and he throws in, he overthrows his target. His target was Gene Washington at about the 10-yard line. The ball went sailing on into the end zone. He still had plenty of time. That's the best protection I've seen the passer get tonight by the All-Stars.
That's right, Jack. He had plenty of time there. Had some very good blocks up in front of him, and unfortunately, he just threw the ball a little bit too hard and a little bit too high for the potential receiver.
And back goes Cook. He rolls around to the left. He may throw. He finally does. And it is incomplete. His target was Washington again at the 5-yard line. He scared him a little bit. He rolls out pretty good, this fella Cook. And he looks like he's going to run with that ball once in a while. They're pounding away good in that line. Fellows like Rufus Mays and Dave Bradley, John Cole, Mike Montler, George Coons from tackle to tackle for the All-Stars, pounding away and taking a lot of punishment from that front forward rush of the Jets. And here is a handoff to Podolak now. This play may go a little wrong. Almost recovered. It was a handoff from Cook to Podolak. And Podolak was all set up to pass that ball, but the handoff was not very deceptive. The timing was a little bit on the shabby side. As it was, Gene Washington, with a great effort, tried very hard to save that play, to pull it out of the fire. It simply goes as an incomplete pass, and now I expect we'll see a field goal effort with 4th down and 10 on the 21-yard line by Roy Girella. And he's almost perfectly in line with the goalpost. If they go in on this one now, it's going to be a different ball game altogether for a while at least. Here's the boot. It is perfect. Man, did he split the uprights with that one. And with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, it is now the Jets 16, the All-Stars 10. And we'll be back with the kickoff in just a minute. Girella, who, by the way, was drafted by Houston, kicks it, and into the end zone she goes, and they're going to try it, it looks like. Here comes Battle. He's up to the 10, the 15, he's up to the 20. He is caught from behind at about the 25-yard line. He falls forward for a couple of extra yards on the play, and so the Jets think by running that one out, they made a few more yards than they would have had they gone for the touchback. The ball is spotted down at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 now as Joe Namath and the champion Jets come out of the huddle. So far, the story of this ball game has been offensively and defensively a good all-star performance, but it was all defense the first half. Here's the handoff now to Matt Snell, and as Matt tries to weave a little bit into that line, he zigged when he should have zagged, and he met quite a wall. About a man was the linebacker, the right linebacker, Bob Babich. He got up to the 30-yard line. I'm surprised he made 3 yards on that play because it looked from here like he was going to be stopped pretty cold. But he's a hard runner. WGN Radio Chicago, 1st and sound, 1st and service, 1st in sports. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. 16-10 ball game. The Jets out in front. They have the ball on their own 30-yard line. They put a flanker right. Strong side right on this play. Here's the snap, and back goes Namath. He's standing at the 21. He throws the sideline pass to Bake Turner. There's a flag down near midfield, and Bake Turner is down here rather quickly. Once he is in possession of the ball, he was hit rather hard on the play by Bill Berge, the middle linebacker who backed up on the play. There was a flag down on the play, and the pass completion is acknowledged to be at the 49-yard line of the All-Stars.
Jack, the pass interference by the All-Stars, of course, was declined by the Jets. Of course, they took the game.
Flanker right, split end left. Here is Namath. Back he goes once more. He looks, he throws, and this time he hits Bake Turner again. This time he moves the ball to the 35-yard line, and boy, that guy is tough to handle. Bake Turner manages to fool both Bradley and Thompson on this one for 14 yards, moving the ball now for 1st down at the 35-yard line of the College All-Stars. The All-Stars have done a clever drafting job, however, this time, a clever recruiting job, I better say, of getting those defensive backs. Defensively, this is one of the toughest ball clubs. No matter what the score turns out to be, you've got to say that this is a talented defensive club so far. And here is a trap play. The handoff to Snell. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. He may go all the way. He does. Matt Snell on trap play. Off left tackle. With Namath faking the pass and sending the pass defenders back. Hands off to Snell on the trap, and man goes 35 yards for a touchdown, and the Jets have scored their second touchdown of the evening. 3 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the third quarter at Soldier Field, and there was one that really hurt the All-Stars plenty. That one was a sudden strike by Matt Snell. Here's the Jets 25, the All-Stars 10. the kick. It's no bargain. It's high and it's short. And it's going to be taken there at the 15-yard line. And down very hard for the All-Stars is Roger Worley, but he still held on to the football, and they own it now at the 25-yard line. Mike Battle, coming down under that kickoff, was the fellow who made the tackle. The score, the Jets 23, the All-Stars 10. We said 25-10 because they flashed 25 up there, and I bought it without taking trouble to add it up. Here is Cook, bootlegging the ball for a moment. Now he throws, and he hits his man. He hits his tight end at the 34-yard line. Fellow who caught that one for the All-Stars was Bob Miller, playing tight end for this ball club now from USC, 6'5", 245-pounder, playing tight end instead of Bob Klein. It was the starting tight end on the right side for the most part for the Stars. Second down, a yard to go. Second down, 1. Signal call, slow count, maybe an audible. Here's the snap, and the handoff goes now to the left halfback on the play. And moving around is Barrett on this one, Carl Garrett, getting nowhere. Fell forward after he was hit, but he just couldn't fall forward far enough, so he actually netted about a foot on the play. They needed a yard. Coming in now is Klein from the sideline, probably on orders with a certain play from the boss man. Aldy Taylor's coming in too. 35-yard line to the All-Stars, the All-Stars ball. Here's the snap. And here is the fake. He's going for the bomb. And he's got a man. It is caught by Aldy Taylor. A flag down the 20-yard line. He falls down at the 15-yard line. The All-Stars with a daring play. On third down and a foot to go. Goes for the big bomb, and Aldy Taylor got behind his man and made the catch. And even though there was a flag down, the play holds up. It is now the All-Stars ball, first and 10 to go on the Jets' 12-yard line. Let's see if these kids can get that touchdown back now. Cook the quarterback, and what a job he's doing here tonight. Greg Cook, signal call, back he goes. He waits, he's got a little protection. He waits a little while longer, he throws in the end zone. Fine, makes you the score. Bob Klein coming up with a touchdown catch, and again the All-Stars striking like lightning with amazing suddenness. 12 more yards and a touchdown, and they're back in this ball game again. 1 minute and 45 seconds to go in the third quarter as Greg Cook and Bob Klein team up for a touchdown in the wake of that 58-yard pass. A daring gamble, a daring play indeed, with third down and about a foot and a half to go. And talk about excitement. We have it on the lakefront in Chicago tonight. Here's the boot. It is good. 1:45 to go in the third quarter to score. The New York Jets 23, the All-Stars. This is the deepest one yet. This is out of the end zone by 5 yards on the fly. Woo, boy. You're going to put a foot to that one. You know something, this guy may be the only guy in history to hit the roof of the Astrodome with a football kick. Beautiful. He's been drafted by Houston. Well, Cook has 6 out of 14 for 112 yards and 2 touchdowns. Namath has 16 out of 29 for 283 yards and no touchdown passes. Snell has 95 yards and 2 touchdowns and 13 carries. All right, first and 10 on the 20-yard line. Here's Namath looking for somebody to throw to. He's being chased. And he finally throws way out here, and it may be intercepted. It looks like it may have been intercepted. They're back here about the 37-yard line. Yes, sir. That's also intercepted by Roger Worthy of Missouri. The All-Stars own the football. Joe Namath gambled and lost. He tried to go for the big strike to get it back in a hurry, and it didn't work. The All-Stars own that football, first and 10 to go on their own 37-yard line. That is the third interception tonight, the second on Namath's cut. Okay, All-Stars ball, watch it now, first and 10 to go. These kids appear to be kind of fired up now. And Cook is asking the crowd for silence so they can hear the signals. This is the first time we've had this happen in a long time. Here's the snap, and the handoff is fake. Here's Cook looking for a receiver, and he gets one. It is the big 86 again. Look at him go. He's all the way down to the 40-yard line. To Bob Miller. Gigantic Bob Miller. catching the ball just over the line. He's a big guy, 6'5", 245 from USC, and he spells his old buddy, also from USC, Bob Klein, at that right end position, and this one nets a total of 33 yards. And now the All-Stars have the ball. First and 10 to go on the Jets, 36-yard line. 33 yards on that last play. And here are the All-Stars now, who for a long time in the first half couldn't even get the ball in the other guy's territory, threatening once more. Threatening now to take the lead in this game if they can get a couple of plays underway. Here's Cook. He throws, and it's incomplete again. His target was the same man, Big Miller, and for a minute I thought perhaps Miller might have been hurt on that play. As a matter of fact, he is limping a little bit. Doc Steve Reed taking a look at him on the far side. Second down 10, Klein back in at the tight right end. Strong side right now for the College All-Stars. Greg Cook under Cole, the center. Signal being called. There's Gibson doing a hike, and he takes the ball, and he hits off left guard, and he fights his way inside the 35 and gets down to about the 33-yard line. Grabbed hard just as the gun ends the third quarter, and listen to the crowd. Give these kids a great big hand as they change goals for the fourth quarter coming up. It's going to be 3rd and 8 on the 34-yard line. Score at the end of 3 quarters. The Jets 23, the All-Stars 17 of this All-Star game. WGN Radio, Chicago. All-Stars ball, 3rd and 8 on the 34-yard line of the Jets. Greg Cook still quarterbacking. They're all lined up. They have a flanker out to the right, a split end left, and back goes Cook. He looks. He throws over the middle. He hits his man. It's Miller at the 29. He's being forced back all the way to the 36-yard line. However, he will get as far as his forward motion took him, and Bob Miller, hit by Jim Hudson, still managed to complete that pass to the 29-yard line. That then is going to make it 4th down and about 2 or 3 yards to go for a first down. 14 minutes and 30 seconds to go, so we look for Girella to attempt a field goal now. And if he gets it, it'll put the All-Stars within 3 points of the Jets. Roy Girella from New Mexico State, 5'10", 183. is going to try one from the 37-yard line. Here's the place down. Here's the boot. It's up. It is no good. It had the distance, but it was off to the right too far. And so the Jets take over. And for once, the All-Stars, who had momentum, don't let that momentum cash in for them. Namath bends over his center. And it's a trap play. It's Snell. Over the middle he goes. Moves up to about the 24-25-yard line. That was the same kind of a play that netted a 34-yard touchdown run a little earlier. And Matt Snell pulls his way up to the 24. Give him second down 6. Second down 6. We still don't have a head count, but as George Strickler estimated, it's probably between 75 and 76 or 7,000. That is paid admissions down here at Soldiers Field tonight. Second down, a little over 5 yards to go for the first down. Here's the snap. Quick pass out in the flat. Caught by Turner. Out of bounds just as he makes first down yardage. The tackle on the far side made by Eugene Epp. Actually, it was more of a push out of bounds than it was a tackle, but it still did not prevent Big Turner, one of the better pass receivers in the league, from making first down yardage for the New York Jets. Looks like he just did make it. First and 10. Maynard to the right, Big Turner to the left. Strong side left this time for the New York Jets. College All-Stars with 6 men on the rush. Here's a quick handoff to Emerson Boozer. They tried the quick opener again, and Boozer moves for about 4. Play a good deal similar to the one Matt Snell attempted just a few moments ago. Give him 4 on the play. Put the ball now at the 34-yard line. That makes it now second down 6. And, of course, these plays use up that clock, too. The running plays will use up about 25, 27, 28 seconds on the clock. Penalties club very long this time. And Broadway Joe quickly hands off to Matt Snell off left guard. He goes, and he moves the ball now to the 39-yard line. It might be turned his immediate range plan. These things can change in a hurry. Third down 1. Watch it now. All-Stars have a big job trying to stop the 1-yard gain. Let's see if they do. Nope. Emerson Boozer running to the right. Slides off right tackle. Gets across the 40 and falls forward to the 42-yard line. Joe Namath untouched again on that last play. To me the way he's performing tonight and in the Super Bowl and what times we've seen him bears out, frankly. He's a great statement of several years ago in which Frank said, under today's conditions, the T-formation quarterback should be able to play the game in a tuxedo. Here's the snap, and the handoff goes on the trap play to Boozer. They're working the trap real well. This time he goes into the left side of the line. They managed to trap a little bit. The all-star defensive men there of Rolf Kruger and possibly Dick Moore, the inside men. Over the ball, center John Schmidt from Hofstra, where they train incidentally, these Jets. Namath barking it out. The handoff goes to Snell, off right guard he goes, and the hole is there. The right side of that line doing a good job opening the hole. Dave Herman and Sam Walton were the fellows who did the job that time. Mr. Snell has 110 yards and 16 carries. He is doing a big job again tonight. Matt Snell is his name. 6'2", 219-pounder, a 6-year veteran from Ohio State. Remember Matt very well a few years ago, tearing up the Big Ten. First and 10 now. Jets ball. They are out in front, 23-17. The handoff to Boozer. This time the trap was closed in a hurry. He managed to get himself maybe 2 yards, but not before. Ed White of the All-Stars put a real crusher-type tackle on him. He hit him plenty hard on that last play. Ed White, playing defensive left tackle, a big fella from California, stands 6'3", weighs 260 pounds. The ball is squarely at the 40-yard line of the college All-Stars. Second down 8, 2 yards on the last play. Trap play that netted only 2. Big Turner split away to the left. Maynard out here to the right. Kind of a tight news backfield this time with Boozer and Snell. There's the quick handoff to Matt. Over right guard he goes, a strict power play. Not much deception at all, except in the smoothness of the handoff from this time Joe Namath to the ball carrier Matt Snell. He tried just to the right of center. Bill Berge, the middle linebacker, the fellow who was the bulwark against him on the play. Snell, of course, with that power head down, those powerful legs driving like pistons, managed to maneuver for 3 yards with very little, if any, blocking. It is now third down and 5. Big Turner split away left. Don Maynard out here to the right again. Tight left end, strong side left therefore, and the free safety for the All-Stars hedges over that way with the strong safety. And here's the pass by Joe, and it's no good. His target was Turner, and here's an interference call apparently at the 24-yard line. It could be that the call is against the All-Stars, Eugene Epps, against Big Turner. Yep, they're going to call that pass interference on the part of the All-Stars, and they're going to give the Jets the ball. First and 10 to go then at the All-Stars 22-yard line. And Broadway Joe, once again, has his ball club up to the line of scrimmage. Signal called. And the snap. And the handoff goes to the halfback on the play. It's White, who just came in. Spelling Matt Snell a little bit. Lee White from Weber State, 6'4", 235-pound, 2-year veteran. And he powers his way off left tackle on a slant play. Got inside the 20s at the 18-yard line on that one. That makes it now second down 5. Give them 5 on that last play. And now there are 8 minutes and 15 seconds of playing time remaining here at Soldiers Field. Jets out of the huddle. Their white uniforms a little bit on the tattletale gray side up that line by now. Here's the snap. The handoff this time goes to White again. And this time, oh, that wasn't White. Beg your pardon. That was Bill Mathis from Clemson, who had just joined this ball club this week, and it wasn't on the roster as submitted earlier by the New York Jets. And here are 4 men coming in to replace 4 defensive backs for the college All-Stars as Otto Graham makes a wholesale substitution in the defensive back department with first and 10 to go at the 12-yard line. On a handoff now to White. He sweeps around the left side, and he is smeared as he tries to turn the corner. Very hard by Babbage. Coming up from his linebacker position, hit him head down hard, right with a waist-high tackle, and down he went. Credit Mr. White with good effort on that play. Even though he was hit hard, he kept on driving. He was not thrown for a loss as a result. He didn't gain anything, but he did manage to get that ball back to the line of scrimmage, and that was quite an accomplishment since he looked like he was going to be trapped back to the line. Down at 10. The New York Jets with a 6-point lead. They're out in front, 23-17. Here's the snap, and here's a fake handoff, and now for the first time in a long time, a pass is thrown, and it is incomplete. The target was Maynard. Incomplete pass by Joe Namath, who with one running play after another appeared to be sooner or later trying to set them up for a pass play. And of course, I suppose it was just a question of when was the shoe going to fall as far as the defense of the All-Stars was concerned. They were expecting it, no doubt. Third down 10. And the clock now shows 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in Soldier Field. The All-Stars and the New York Jets, 23-17. The Jets out in front. Here's the snap, and here's the handoff, and this time, even though it was a beautiful fake by Namath, faking to his left and handing off to his right, he still found his ball carrier smeared at right guard. This time it was White again, and now with fourth down and just about 10 yards to go for a first down, it looks like we will see another field goal effort by Turner with Pirelli holding. The kick will come from approximately the 18-yard line. Jim Turner kicks it. It is good. And the score now is the Jets 26, the All-Stars 17. Kickoff, Jack. And it is taken by Aldi Taylor at the 4. He's at the 10, the 15, the 20. Scoots to his right at the 25 and is down at about the 28-yard line. He was grabbed by Hayes. And Mike Hall also got involved in that tackle. So now it's the All-Stars ball. First and 10 to go. There are 5 minutes and 30 seconds of playing time remaining. The All-Stars ball on their own 28-yard line. Here they come. Seymour's in there. He's at right end. Went out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Good pass, Seymour. And Jim taking that pass from Greg Cook. Put the ball on the 35-yard line. Greg Cook still quarterback. He's done the big job tonight. There's the snap. Back he goes. He looks. He throws just over the line. Intercepted by the linebacker on the left side at the 30, the 28-yard line. He is down. And the Jets now own that football as Ralph Baker, the left linebacker, a 6-year vet from Penn State, grabs the ball. And that gives the Jets the ball now inside the 30 at the 26-yard line. But Burley is now quarterbacking. And Babe, a real veteran, throws one in the end zone, and it is incomplete. Incomplete as a fight for the ball takes place in the end zone between Marsalis, Jimmy Marsalis, who's done a superb job defensively, and John Dockery, the defensive back.
There's going to be a penalty on Dockery, Jack.
Offensive interference that time. Offensive interference. Babe Pirelli, who's in his 16th year in the Big Show from Kentucky, 6-footer, 190, is quarterbacking now for the New York Jets. The Jets lead the All-Stars 26-17, first and 25 for them on the 40-yard line of the All-Stars. It'll be a pretty good rush here, it looks like, from the looks of the position of those defensive men. Here's the trap, and it goes to Mathis, and Mathis goes off left tackle. There's a little hole, but it closes up pretty fast considering the position of that rush, because that's the kind of a deal where if you can spring the man through the line, he's liable to go for big yardage. But this time, coming up from the secondary, the All-Stars got a little help defensively in spite of the big long rush. They had about 8 men on that rush, and the ball was only advanced out of the 37-yard line. Second down, 22 yards to go. The white-clad Jets with their green trim and numerals break their huddle. Over the ball, John Schmidt, the quarterback, Babe Pirelli. Joe Namath, quarterback all night up till now. And here's Pirelli rolling out to the right. And he's trapped, and he is caught from behind. Big loss all the way back to the 47-yard line. One of the All-Stars got 2 shots at him, and on the second shot he made it good. It was Stanfield, Bill Stanfield. Started to get in trouble on the first rush. Pirelli managed to sidestep him, but Stanfield caught him from behind after he picked himself up and went after him once more. Put the ball back now on the 46-yard line. Third down, 31 yards to go. This has got to be one of the toughest, roughest, and most exciting football games of the entire 36-year series. Blake Turner out there to the left. And back goes Pirelli. He looks and waits, and finally he has it batted right back down in his face. It's an incomplete pass. The All-Stars started to fall on the ball just in case it turned out to be a fumble, but the backfield judge or the referee, Jack Best, decided quickly that he had started his forward motion with that ball. Consequently, it simply goes as an incomplete pass. That'll make it now 4th down, 31 yards to go for a first down. 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the football game. As the All-Stars anticipate either a punt or a field goal effort by the New York Jets. The 45-yard line of the Jets, 2 men deep. And that was, look out, you're going to get a roughing the punter. Roughing the punter, and that is a very, very tough penalty to handle. He was hit by 2 men on that one. Charging in there for the All-Stars, for one, was Ernie Callaway, and for the other was Bill Berge. So that'll be 15 yards, and it's still going to be the Jets' ball, 4th down and big yardage. They're going to have about 16 yards to go for a first down, but this also moves them up to field goal range, too. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
Momentum is there, and it's very difficult for a player to avoid running into the punter.
1st and 10 now. The ball's on the All-Stars 41-yard line. It's the Jets' ball, 3:30 to go. Babe Parilli is still quarterbacking. Snap and the handoff now goes to Lee. Or rather, Lee White. Into the middle, and they're using up that clock pretty well. Got the ball for about 1 yard to the 40-yard line. 2nd down and 9. 2nd down, 9. George Knock is in there as one of the running backs. N-O-C-K. 2nd down, 9. Now there are 3 minutes of playing time remaining. Score, the Jets 26, the All-Stars 17. Signal call, and here's the fake. And finally a handoff to White again by Parilli. Well, that was an interesting play. He faked the handoff and then finally pretended like it was a real fake and gave it to the man after all, which is a pretty good move. That wide sweeping motion with the handoff motion by Parilli, working to Lee White, who went off tackle and got down to the 30-yard line. Kickoff return by Altie Taylor, and 2 plays later, they had themselves their first touchdown. That seemed to help a lot and really charged this ball club up. Clock continues to move. 2:15 to go. And here's Parilli handing off, and once again it is Lee White from Weber State. Working behind Matt Snell, and Matt Snell's being rested. So is Emerson Boozer, and so is Joe Namath. So the front liners in the backfield are no longer in the ballgame. There's the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go in this football game, an automatic timeout with the ball at the 28-yard line. We'll return with more action in just a minute.
Final couple of plays.
2nd down, 8. And we have just about 2 minutes of playing time remaining. Here's Parilli looking for a chance to throw that ball. He evades the crowd. He reverses himself. He's being chased back to the midfield stripe. He finally pushes the pass to White, who is way back of the line of scrimmage, and is finally filled for a big loss on the play. Nailing him good was Ed White, who nailed Lee White on the play. And it's been pushed all the way back now to the 38-yard line of the All-Stars, thus making it 3rd down and 18. Babe Parilli chased good on that play. He was running around like a fellow who's been in the league a lot less than 16 years, I'll tell you that. 3rd and 18. And 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining. The New York Jets appearing to be trying to solve the clock out here and use it up, take advantage of the fact that they have that 9-point lead. And here's Parilli again. Now he throws downfield, and it's incomplete. Parilli, I guess, trying to make one more score before he closes out the evening. But that was incomplete at the 15-yard line. Now with 4th down and 18. 4th down, 18. The ball is on the 38-yard line of the All-Stars. That means then that the All-Stars are going to have that ball 1st and 10 to go on their own 20-yard line with 1 minute of playing time remaining. A lot of credit to Weave Eubank and his staff. They've molded another fine machine this year, no doubt about that. And we want to give an awful lot of credit to Otto Graham and his boys, who in the space of a very short while have put together a good, cohesive unit that has given these Jets a great battle tonight. Here's Cook with a pitch out now to Gibson. He sweeps around the left side and out of bounds at the 22-yard line. As he tried to turn the corner, he realized that he just had no chance at all at gaining that pursuit angle on him that time for the Jets. Larry Grantham, the linebacker, just would have actually hurt him probably, that is, yardage-wise. So he went out of bounds and stopped that clock with 55 seconds to go. Second down 8, give him 2 in the play. Also a flanker to the left, Gene Washington, who's been a fine pass catcher tonight for the All-Stars. And here is Cook throwing a sideline pass, and it is Levias who makes the catch for first down at the 32-yard line right near the All-Star bench. And, of course, at this point, the Jets appear to be willing to concede the medium or short pass to protect against the bomb, and this is certainly understandable. First and 10 to go now with the ball at the 33-yard line. So far tonight, Cook has completed 9 out of 19 for 162 yards. And these are figures kept by Arnie Harris, so that means, of course, they will be absolutely authentic. And here is a good catch by Levias at the 42. It spins away from one man. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 50, 10. He's down at the 6-yard line. 30 seconds to go in the game, and the All-Stars have first and goal to go. Somebody has yelled for timeout, which of course is what they should do. They're going to spot the ball back down now at the 8-yard line. Little Jerry Levias from SMU coming up with a spectacular spin as he picks the ball at about the 45-yard line. And then spun away from the defensive back and went all the way down. We're at first and goal to go, and they're putting the ball down on the 4-yard line now. It looks like a roughing the passer penalty. Levias also drafted by Houston. Here's Cook. He throws, and it is incomplete in the end zone. The clock now shows about 27 seconds to go in this game. Ray Cook. The Jets 26, the All-Stars 17. Douglas got in for a little bit, a couple of plays, but it's Cook who's carried the quarterback burden for the All-Stars tonight. Ray Cook from Cincinnati. Here he is, dropping back fast. He looks, he throws, and he throws it incomplete. His target was Washington. Some of the people on the sidelines are trying to crowd onto the field, and they have to clear that field, of course, so that they can get this ball game completed.
That's Arnold Graham. That's Arnold Graham that they're pushing back from the down there.
Oh, yes, and a couple of his coaches and a couple of ad-lib supporters that he picked up along the way.
Yeah.
Now what? Uh-oh, could be against the coach.
That's 15 yards on Arnold Graham. He was off the coaching limits there, way down there, and he got into a squabble with the officials.
Third down 19. Here's a quick pitch out. And right back to Greg Cook. Here's a jump pass, and it is caught in the end zone by Levias. It's a touchdown for the All-Stars. Don't see any flags anywhere. The play is going to hold out. Oh, boy, what a play that was. A beautiful beauty. The handoff to the halfback. The handoff went to Aldi Taylor, who immediately gave it right back to Cook. Rolled out to his right, made a jump pass into the end zone, caught right on the goal line almost by Jerry Levias. So, a touchdown for the Stars with 15 seconds to go in this football game. This is unofficial, of course. The clock shows 15 seconds. And once again, Jarrella is going to attempt the extra point, and that he will hold. And boy, I'm telling you, these kids have put up one of the great fights we've ever seen an All-Star team come up with, win, lose, or draw. Here's the boot. It is perfect. And the score now, the New York Jets 26, the All-Stars 24. Some kind of a rousing finish. Well, this last half, the whole last half has been most exciting, one of the most dramatic we have seen. And to me, the really significant factor in this whole thing has been the never-say-die spirit of these kids. All right, let's see if we get ourselves the onside kick. Yeah, there it is, and it goes not quite up to the midfield stripe. So I don't think it's going to count. The ball didn't go to the 50-yard line, and even though the All-Stars recovered it at about the 48, that doesn't count. There's no time showing on the clock. No time showing on the clock, and there it is, the whistle. The ball game is all over. Final score. With one of the most rousing finishes football will see in any All-Star game, this 36th game. The final score, the Jets 26, the All-Stars 24. And Cup will be back with a recap in just 1 minute. Well, Cup, they'll never have to apologize for their performance tonight, either one of these clubs.
I should say not. And listen to the cheer that the All-Stars are getting now as they leave the field after some farewell.